from Stage Fright to Spotlight, our comprehensive public speaking segment designed to help you master this crucial skill. Whether you're speaking to a large audience or just in front of a small group, maybe it's your networking group, this segment of the show will give you the tools you need to shed the stage fright and step confidently into the spotlight. This segment of the show will also have guest appearances from some of my fellow Toastmasters. And if you don't know what Toastmasters is, I'm going to tell you now. Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. I belong to the Spirited Speakers Club out of Middleborough, Massachusetts, and we currently meet virtually on the second and the fourth Wednesdays of every month. Stay tuned, because at the end of this segment, I'll show you how you can visit my next virtual Toastmaster meeting. On today's From Stage Fright to Spotlight, I have a guest joining me. Now, today's guest, she didn't just step into leadership, she blueprinted it. Architect of ideas, doctor of management, and keynote force of nature. Let's get into it. Stand by. Today's guest, she's not just in the spotlight, she built the stage. She's a distinguished Toastmaster, an award-winning thought leader, a TEDx speaker, and there's Toastmasters International Board of Directors keynote speaker for Communication Leadership Conference 2025. She's also a doctor of management, a master of architecture, and someone who talks about leadership, belonging, and AI like it's her second language. It's my first time speaking with her, and I already feel like I need to up my game. Let's bring her out from backstage. Please help me give a warm welcome to the phenomenal Dr. Farzana Chohan. All right, how are you doing, Doctor?
I'm doing well, Jason. Thank you. And hello, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. All right, so you've served in Toastmasters at some of the highest levels. For those tuning in who aren't yet familiar with the international leadership structure, can you give us a quick breakdown of what it means to be an international director and what your role in Region 5 looks like?
Interesting question. So international director's role is one of the higher leadership role in a global organization. We are in 140 countries. An international director means that we are part of the ambassador team to advance the speaking and leadership skills of our members all around the world. It is not the formal description of this role, but this is what we do in an essence for our job. We help members grow and develop themselves as the best version of themselves as human beings.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So you at home, if you're a Toastmaster watching this, drop your club name and region in the comments. Let's see who's representing. All right. Now let's talk about your upcoming keynote at Communication and Leadership Conference 2025. The theme is belonging within Toastmasters. Such a powerful topic. Can you give us a sneak peek into what we can expect from this keynote? What inspired that theme?
Belonging is something as a concept which I have started as I struggle with. I come from a different background, from a different part of the world, and being a female from patriarchal society, I thought that it's women who feel excluded as a gender. With my lived experiences in life and in profession as an architect, I realize it is more of a human sense. When we feel excluded, when we feel we are not part of a group, of a profession, of a family, of our institution, wherever we are, then we have an exclusionary feeling or an isolation. So the sneak peek about this keynote is that I have actually written a book on belonging work culture, because in a corporate world of architecture and in any other profession, we have different levels of team members, and some feel they are part of it, some feel they are not. But belonging is a universal feeling. It is studied and researched in psychology, and it is when you make someone feel part of it, part of your group, your organization, people are motivated and inspired to do more. And that is what I'm going to talk about. But I have written a book about it, Belonging Work Culture, and I do give a lot of workshops and presentation on the topic of belonging.
That's what I'm talking about. You had experience firsthand, and then you wrote a book about it, even, and now you're speaking on it to help others out. That's awesome. I wanted to know, why do you think the concept of belonging is so important in the world of public speaking and leadership? I know you talked about corporate, and how does Toastmasters uniquely foster that sense of belonging, especially for people who feel they're still finding their voice?
You bring up an interesting point, and I feel like I'm going to give you my whole keynote, but also my life's story in that context. In Toastmasters, when people come to improve their speaking skills, it is not that we are trying to improve our speaking skills. We are trying to overcome the fear of judgment by others around us, and that is fear of judgment keeps us away from moving forward to whatever we are trying to achieve in our lives. And a lot of time I have seen my peers, even my own cousins, my relatives of my age group, who will not move forward, who will not advance because they are so scared of being judged by others and critiqued by others. That is why I want us to, in an organization, help others and support others to overcome that fear of being rejected, being judged, and become better in speaking. It is not about that much about speaking, it is about communicating clearly and effectively. That is why, if for an organization of ours in Toastmasters, it is important to create that sense of belonging through support and through kindness, I will say.
No, that's awesome. It kind of it reminds me of why I personally joined Toastmasters, and this isn't about me, but you brought that up. I joined it so that I can, speak on camera without fear of being judged on like online like this, like we're doing now. And Toastmasters has been a big part of that for me too. So it's funny that you said that. Follow-up question, and it's a serious one. If belonging were a dish at an international buffet, what would it be and why?
It will be a salad, a really well done salad of all different vegetables. And those of you who like fruits, maybe fruits also. And I learned this from another fellow Toastmasters who gave a contest speech, and he brought in all the ingredients, all the salad items, which has all the colors, red, green, yellow, orange in it, and with different types of dressings also. So add, if it is a dish, it is a salad which will serve everyone according to their taste and needs, but it will also be healthy for the health and living longer.
That's an awesome answer. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. A salad. I'm going to remember that. For those watching who've ever attended a communication and leadership conference, what makes CLCon 2025 so special? Why should Toastmasters and non-members absolutely make the time for this event?
Any gathering, and especially gathering around learning and development and fellowship, is important. So CLCon is going to achieve all of those features. It is going to provide the learning paths or learning channels where people can learn from different high level speakers. It will also provide a great opportunity to come together, get to know each other, because our districts tend to get larger and we don't know left hand from right hand. So when you come together and talk to the fellow Toastmasters and like-minded people about what Toastmasters is about, but who they are, how they connect with each other at a personal level, at a professional level, that's what it will also do. Along with that, the relationships you will start building at CLCon will go lifelong for you. I am a testimonial of it. If it was not my first conference, which I would have attended, I would have not even thought about becoming a leader in Toastmasters. When I joined with the thought I will be there only for 6 months, and that was 2010. And I had no idea what it means beyond the member. It was just to improve, overcome my fear of speaking. But here we are. It has opened up the doors and and pathways for me, which I have not thought. I would have not written books. I would have not done my Doctor of Management if I have not attended my first international convention, and subsequently every convention and every conference I get an opportunity to. I really believe in it. This is not just to promote CLCon, but definitely come to CLCon, because that is where more avenues open up.
That is awesome. Well said. Well said. I talk about the core four of networking, and the first one is show up. So it's show up, be yourself, pay attention, follow up. And show up, that's exactly what you said. Show up. It's about networking as well. You're going to meet like-minded individuals that are trying to improve themselves as well. And, positivity and creativity like that, it's catchy. You want to be around those people. And this is a big event for that. And that's one of the major reasons I'm going, is to see other members that I otherwise wouldn't see and learn more about the organization, meet like-minded people. I mean, you got to go. I'm not even getting any money for it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sell it. So I hear you.
May I add to this?
Absolutely.
Not only the relationships I have developed, but the mentors I gained. They gave me so much in terms of wisdom, knowledge, education, and friendship. So they were mentors at one point, then they became friends, and then they become best friends, and a group of supporters and people who are there for you. It is an unintended consequence, but that is what we don't realize when we belong to something which has so much power at a human level.
Yes, it does. It's exciting. It gave me goosebumps just now. I can't wait to have a one-on-one with you as well. So in the audience, anyone out there been to a past CL Con? Anybody? What was your favorite part? Drop it in the comments and tag a fellow member that you want to bring this year, because I know you're going, right? You going? Okay. All right, so let's be real. Everyone watching has a moment of stage fright. Dr. Farzana, do you remember your first big speech? Nerves, flubs, or was it smooth sailing from day one?
I have been a successful professional, and I thought I have enough confidence that I can do anything. So I call it a self-inflicted wound. I volunteered for an international architects conference, and I said I want to introduce the panel. Everything was scripted. They gave me a 2 paragraphs typed on a piece of paper and said, "You just have to read this, okay?" Here I'm standing in front of 200 international architects in Washington, D.C. And I looked at the piece of
Wow.
paper and I couldn't read it in the first go. My feeling was I wanted a stage to open and I go in. It was such a feeling of embarrassment. And I have said this many times. Thank God I am brown, because I felt the heat rising from my feet to the top of my head and I turned red, but no one can see it. Okay, I did not faint it. I read the paragraphs, but I did not like my shaky voice, my lack of confidence in it. And that was the moment when I said, there are two options. Either I am a failure outside of my profession, or I do something about it. So I looked around. I did not want it to go back to the graduate school. I have already paid enough money, which was not an option for me anymore. So I looked around and I stumbled upon Toastmasters. And that's where that previous comment I made, that I joined with an idea that it will be 6 months. How much more time do you need to improve your speaking skills? But here we are. So it has not been an easy path for me. I'm not on a path to become a world champion of public speaking. That is for other people. But I have gained so much confidence that I'm talking to you without any preparation, without any script. And that is what it has given to me, that I have been able to tame down my sense that I am being judged. I am being judged. We all judge each other, but at least I don't pay attention to it as much as I used to pay attention when. Well, there is more, but I will stop here.
No, that's, hey, You know what? For people to hear that someone like you at the level that you're at and where you're at in career and Toastmasters in life, I mean, that's huge to hear that, you started off just like them, shaky voice, scared, that sort of thing. You weren't just straight out of the gate. So there's something to be said about that. Go ahead.
One more thing. So I still get that butterflies a few times, and I have coached TEDx speakers. But when I was giving my own TEDx talk, it was like, oh my God, I still feel it. It is still real that you can get overwhelmed and you can start like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But it is part of being a human, and it is a reminder of us also that we are not a super person in the world, superhuman.
No, thank you for that. So you still do get nerves. I know what you mean by that, but you get through it though. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So what advice do you give to people who want to become stronger speakers, especially those in business or leadership roles?
So there is a difference. We talked about that. Do you want to become a public speaker, be on the stage, motivate, become a politician at a higher level, or just become a paid professional speaker? For them, the advice is that keep practicing, keep doing it, because the more you practice, the more you give those speeches or talks or conversations, or whatever your area of specialty is. Practice, practice, practice will make you stronger to do that. So I use Nike's slogan, just keep going, just do it. But on the other side of it, for people like myself who want to be in the leadership roles, who are in the leadership roles at whatever level, there is a different level of communication which requires both an effectiveness in your communication, but also emotional intelligence as part of your being. To lead is not just about give a talk, to give a speech. To lead is to lead a group of human beings in a way where they will be inspired to follow you. You cannot just order them to follow you, you have to inspire them. For them, keep practicing the communication skills by talking to people at one-on-one level, in a group setting, in a larger group setting, or to achieve deadlines. Leaders have to actually practice more than the people who want to be on the trail of is paid speaking engagements. And I use that example for myself also. My other advice for leaders is that continue to improve your knowledge and set of skills which you have not imagined for yourself. So in the beginning, you alluded to artificial intelligence. I do not have a technology background, or I did not had a leadership knowledge background until unless I started my doctorate. And purposefully, I selected leadership as my main track on the management, and my doctoral thesis is on mentoring. So how do you mentor from the beginning until the end? And that is a totally different conversation. But my advice for leaders to continue to improve their skill sets, to improve their knowledge base, and to improve their communication skills along with emotional intelligence. And again, our organization helps in all of those tracks.
No, that was awesome. Thank you. So it sounds like the main thing for leaders to pay attention to or to strengthen their speaking is to actually do it. Do it, right? You got
Just
to
do,
do those reps like in the gym to get stronger, for the muscles to get stronger. Well, if you want your speaking muscle to get stronger, you got to, use it.
yes.
And then you mentioned emotional intelligence as well. That's something else. So it's about a few skills, and actually use those skills to make them stronger. And Toastmasters has definitely helped me gain some skills and some knowledge as well. All those things that you're talking about, as well as, guess what, the practice too inside the club meetings. So Toastmasters has it all. I also wanted to get into AI too, so let's do that. You also speak a lot about it, about AI, artificial intelligence, and human excellence. Do you see a connection between improving communication skills and adapting to an AI-driven world?
So, for just like many of us, or a lot of us who have no technology background, I was putting it off on to this is technical world. They should better take care of it. I have nothing to do with it. But when you sit down and look at how much you are attached and actually glued to your digital devices and whatnot, AI is already in our lives, whether we bank, whether we use financial institutions, they heavily use artificial intelligence to know everything about your financial situation. Likewise, healthcare is using a lot of artificial intelligence. But on the other side of it, now we have artificial intelligence or AI companions for people who feel excluded, who feel isolated, whether it's older demographics of our grandparents or parents, or it's the younger demographics who cannot find friends. I'm not talking about a serious relationship. I'm just talking about finding your community, your friendships. Also, AI companions have come into being. So I have started seriously looking at it. That what is artificial intelligence from the common context of us? It is already in our lives. We have adapted it. We are using it, but we are saying no, and we are not accepting it. We are in denial that it is having an impact on us. It is having an impact on us. So, knowing about what are the good aspects of artificial intelligence and what are not so good aspects of artificial intelligence, so that has put me on a journey to explore artificial intelligence and how is it mirroring human intelligence. HI is human intelligence. So because everything what artificial intelligence is doing is fed by us, is fed by human beings into them, which means what? We have given them all the most of the good qualities we have, but we have also given them the bad qualities we have, the old dated mindsets, the biases. We have given it to artificial intelligence, and there will come a point where artificial intelligence will have everything, all the data input, all the biases input in it, and it will be making decisions on our behalf because we will treat it as an ultimate answer to all of our problems, just like we have given it to our parents or grandparents. Hey, I don't have time to sit with you. Your AI companion will do it. But then grandparents will start believing AI companions, and if it becomes a super artificial intelligence, then super artificial intelligence will be telling grandparents and anyone else who is using artificial intelligence that I am right. And we, at that point, we will totally give up our thinking power and decision making, and we will let AI be doing it. And that is a scary science fiction scenario, which is closer now to us in near future than we have imagined it first. So to summarize this whole long response is that AI right now is mirroring human intelligence, what we are giving it to it. But when it will take it over, then what will happen? Then our human intelligence will be actually just used by artificial intelligence and it will be stagnant. I'll stop here. I'm sure I will be challenged by a lot of people who have a technology.
Hey, well, you know what? There are a lot of unknowns with AI, and a lot of them are scary. That's for sure. That's for sure. And what you're talking about, it's a whole rabbit hole we can go down, right? You know, and there's different paths and whatnot. But I mean, you're right. HI, human intelligence, is feeding AI, like you said, with all the biases and outdated info, perhaps, or maybe become outdated. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll leave that one alone. But go
Also,
ahead. Yep.
one thing I will add to it is that right now we are at a point where we can come together, even if we don't have a technology background. As human beings, we can come together and make sure that the data and the information which is going into AI is corrected, is responsible, is ethical, and is for good to humankind, rather than becoming something which will become a science fiction movie, which we have seen 30, 40 years ago, and I don't even want to go what it will look like over there.
No, no, I've seen the Terminator. Kids don't know these days, but yeah, it is scary. We do live in a dystopian sci-fi world, it seems, and it's getting more like that. So let's shift gears here. Talk about mentoring. So you've mentored so many leaders through Toastmasters and your Optimized Excellence platform. What's one lesson or mindset shift you wish more professionals would embrace, especially when it comes to speaking up and standing out?
I have thought very deeply about it. It started from my professional background and patriarchy and gender. I was very much kind of living in my own world that it is one gender versus another gender. It is not. So I have come to a point that where my hope, my suggestion, my aspiration, my request, my plea to all the leaders in the world and everyone in the world is to look at each other at with a human lens, treat each other as a human being. It is not any religious quotes I'm using, but if we want to feel valued, if we want to feel respected, then we have to give it to the other person also. This gives us an opportunity to grow together, to develop together, to make this world a better place at a human level. And that is what my suggestion is for all of us to follow. So, the idea or the concept behind optimize excellence is that how we can uplift and move forward the human beings in our area of in our sphere of influence, for the lack of better term, and help support them, mentor them, and be mentored by them. So in mentoring, I the old concept that you are mentored by a wise, matured, older person, I will say it is a two-way street. We get older, wise, mature people also get mentored by the younger, wise people. I find them very intelligent, very thoughtful as compared to some other thoughts we have about younger generation. So be mentored by older generation and younger generation, and serve act as a mentor and mentee at the same time. Mentoring will also help in optimizing excellence in our world so that we can reduce the gap between our thought processes and mindsets which have been dated for a long time in our world. It's time for us to transform it. Again, I want you, Jason, to remember I don't use the word change. I don't think change is the right word or a concept for us to use. We have come to this point, we cannot flip the coin and change things, but we can transform. We can become better. We can keep going. We can take the positivity, positive elements, positive aspects, and strengths, and make it better. And it is not only for us, but it is for optimizing excellence of the entire human community.
I love that mission. That's an excellent bit. We need more of that. Thank you for that. It's all I like to go through my sphere of influence and help out as many people as possible with what I know, with what I know. And then I definitely learn things from everybody else as well. And it just brings everybody up is what I think. And I think that's what your company's trying to do. Correct?
Yes.
So I have one more question for you. You've achieved so much across continents and industries. When you think about your legacy, especially in Toastmasters, what do you hope people will remember the most?
That's a difficult question. Why I say it is difficult question, because I do not think in terms of my legacy. What I think is that have I made someone's life better, even if it is one person? Have have I inspired them? Have I made them do better for themselves? That is what I want to remember. So if someone will say that I remember what Farzana told me once, or how Farzana advised me or mentored me, it has impacted my life for the better. That's what I want to remember. And I want to be remembered as a person who is always thinking about other people, who want everyone to be successful and happy in their own ways, whatever they decide to do for themselves. And that's what I want them to remember.
That is awesome. You're so my tribe. Dr. Farzana, thank you for sharing your wisdom, your warmth, and your excellent energy with us today. You know, you are living, breathing definition. You're the living, breathing definition of from stage fright to spotlight. And I know the audience is walking away inspired. I know I am. It has been a true pleasure having you on the show. You know, I hope to have you on again in the future. Do you have anything else you'd like to leave us with besides what you already did?
I want to thank you, Jason, for asking some very interesting and thought-provoking questions, which have also helped me in thinking about what my life has been throughout. What I want to leave with for everyone who is listening to this conversation, I did not choose this path on with a plan. It was accidental for me to come on this track. I did not had any long-term goal for myself that getting into an speaking organization would lead to so many influential areas of work, like impacting human lives, like thinking about how human beings can come together and what is the power of human beings. And that reinforcement has come to me, and it can come to any one of you who is listening to this. I would encourage you to choose a good path for yourself, not Toastmasters path, but a life path for yourself. Toastmasters path is also good, but life path for yourself, and try it and keep going. Eh, because good things will come to your way without any fear. Even if you think you cannot do it, it will come to you because you can do it if you take one step at a time and keep going.
Yes, thank you for that. I appreciate you, and good luck on the keynote this evening. Oh, actually, today's Thursday. Good luck tomorrow, Friday. And for everybody that is going to go to CLCon 2025, I'll be there on Saturday. I'm going to try to make it Friday. We'll see. And then it runs all the way through Sunday. And I will also go ahead and put up the information for it. And thank you very much. And I hope to have you on the show again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap with Dr. Farzana Chohan, a woman who doesn't just drop gems, she drops frameworks. From TEDx to Toastmasters, she reminded us that belonging isn't a bonus, it's a baseline. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, progress isn't perfect, but it sure sounds better when you say it out loud. Finally thinking of taking the next step? My next virtual Toastmaster meeting is coming up. The next meeting will be Wednesday, May 14th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to experience a virtual meeting and see what it's all about for yourself, comment Spirited and I'll share the link with you. Don't miss out. Again, comment Spirited and I will send you the meeting link. When you log on to the meeting, don't be scared. Feel free to sit back and observe from the sidelines, okay? We'll make you feel welcome, but participation is optional. No pressure, just relax and enjoy the experience.